Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today's Child Care Day. Annie
Annie Guttierrez.
Guttierrez. It's a long name, but it's good. Annie is the proprietor of the Jig and Jive Dance Studio, and of course, teaches a lot of these Irish dancers. And of course, it's this time of year again, and it is time for our Pot of Gold treasure hunt. Mark, you zoom here on that. That's a map we've done for her. And on the back, you'll see these forms all down Main Street and all around town, right? We'll explain what it is. And Annie's going to tell us, again, is this the third or fourth annual? Which?
It's the third.
Third annual.
Third annual Pot of Gold treasure hunt.
Well, tell us what it's all about, Annie.
So, what it's all about is that the leprechauns have terrible memories.
We brought a couple of leprechauns with us.
That's right. I bring them with me. I feel like sometimes I'm a leprechaun because the memory is gone. But they leave themselves notes. They write messages to each other, and then they forget. They write them on shamrocks. And, of course, they are scatterbrained, so they leave them all over town.
Right.
And on every shamrock, there's a word and a number. And when all of our Pot of Gold treasure hunters take their map, they can see where the shamrocks are.
Right.
And there's a nice list of businesses. And you put together your word on the shamrock and your number, and you fill in a worded message. And once it's full, you turn it back in to the Jig and Jive Dance Studio, C&C Frozen Treats, because they've got great hours.
Right.
Or Play Favorites for that Royal Plaza historic section.
Sure.
Those are the three businesses that are collecting the maps. And they get entered into a draw. And there are lots of prizes and lots of winners. And, of course, the big Pot of Gold prize.
Pot of Gold, is that how you say it? Now, there's all sorts of businesses that are participating. Of course, National Media Services, we participate along with the Royal Examiner, and, we try to support anything that helps businesses thrive, not just survive. So that's good. So there's a whole long list of things that you can get these things at. Let me read a few of them. C&C, DL Coffee, Campus Coffee, Down Home Comfort Bakery, The Element, Explore Art and Clay, the Fireball Arcade, Front Royal Wines, Gourmet Delight. You've got everybody on Main Street.
We got so many this year. We have 30 businesses from Main Street. There were a few I just could not get hold of.
Right.
Like we never get Royal Cinemas.
Right.
I can't get hold of
Rick. You're in bed that time, but he participates. He's
awesome with all the town events, so I'd love to get him on here. So Rick, if you see this, I'm getting you next year. But there are a few that we just could not get hold of and couldn't do it.
But you got everybody basically listed on
else.
Stokes, Talk of the Mountain, Tri-Tie, Turnmeyer's, the Visitor Center, White Picket Fence, Manor Line, Mountain Trail. You got everyone. Plus you got some places over here in the mall area too. Battlegrounds Fitness, that's on Jackson Street. The Chamber of Commerce, Garcia and Garvano. That's on this end of town. Jean's Jewelers on that end of town. Play Favorites at the mall. The Axe Throwing, that's over there next to Spelunkers. You got them. Stripes Donut and the Vine and Leaf.
So I tried to do a circle around Main Street.
Right.
And all of the well-known, well-loved businesses.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things. And so you pick up your map. You go around town. You got the little cheat sheet here where the shamrocks are.
Yep.
You look them up and you write them on the thing. You turn them in. So what are some of the prizes?
Some of the prizes. Well, this year the prizes haven't fully been collected.
All right.
But I can go from last year's prizes. All prizes are coming from the businesses, almost all of whom participate. There are some businesses that just donate and don't participate if they're out of the loop. But the prizes generally been to be gift certificates and items from their store, like Dusty's. She'll either do a gift certificate or she'll do some items, a cool little basket from her floor.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, last year we had Tolliver's, and she did a really neat photography bag. Of neat things too. It's all sorts of stuff. It's fun stuff.
And it's fun. It's what's really fun because this is a family event. You can take your leprechauns with you. You didn't know you were a leprechaun, did you? Well, tell her your name.
Javi.
What's your name?
Is that a leprechaun?
Javi.
Oh, is that a leprechaun name? I mean, tell me your name, Q. What's your name? Q. We've called this kid Q for how long? 5 years.
5 years. He's Q.
This is Lou.
She's my constant Fraggle disaster.
Yeah. Hey, Lou. Hi. So anyway, you can see that are leprechauns in town. And they do come out sometime in the daytime.
All the time.
All the time. It's great. So this is a thing you put on. You had this event going now for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It does bring people together on Main Street and the community at all. It's really a cool thing that, it's one of those holidays that typically they always about, inebriation, and whatever kind of, I guess that's a word. But this is fun. This is fun stuff.
This is fun stuff. And it's free.
And it's free. That's what's cool about it.
And this year, I extended the dates a little bit, so it's March 10th through March 19th. So it's 2 full weekends.
Okay.
Which
so you got plenty of time to go around town.
As the weather gets a little bit
But you had hundreds and hundreds of people participating in this thing.
Well, you printed 500 maps for us last year.
And we had a reprint.
We had to reprint because we ran out of maps. We printed more. I think it was about 500 total.
Yeah.
And they all went out. Every map was given out. And I think there were a couple, it was maybe 200, 300 that came back.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's good.
And then there were a lot of kids that said, "Oh, well, we didn't get our map completed, so we didn't turn it in." But it was fun, the parts we did.
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
But if you can make it, and it's in 2 sections, because the Main Street section is relatively easy. Like you just go up Main Street, you come back down.
Right.
And that in itself is considered a full map.
Right.
And then there's a bonus section, and that's those businesses that go around the core.
Right, right.
And that's an extra pull.
Right.
So if you get both sections, your map goes into 2 pulls.
Oh, so you get 2 chances to win.
You get 2 chances. And if it just one section or the other, then
but there's you have more than just one prize.
And we have more than one prize. Last year there were 20 kid prizes last year.
Wow.
And then for the adult prizes, then there were about 10.
I remember we pulled these names out
We just kept pulling.
We just kept pulling and we just kept going, and it seemed like it took about an hour to pull all the names out of the bucket. That's great.
Did. And that was thanks to, and I don't have her this year, that was thanks to the generosity of Rewed Bridal.
Right.
At each year, the 2 years she's done it, she's contributed these fantastic little kid prizes.
Right.
And this year with the renovation, she said, I can't. It's just too busy.
She's just moved over. By the way, she was on Main Street, and she's moved over to a little smaller space on Royal Avenue. But it's a really neat store.
She's a neat store, and she has such a great creative mind.
Right.
And so she was the big brain behind the kid prizes.
Right.
So I'm going to have to be the big brain.
Well, I'm sure some of these leprechauns will help you do that.
We're gonna
so
have to
it's
big
March
brain
the 10th through the 19th.
19th. March 10th
Wow,
and 19th.
2 weeks. Go buy your merchants. All these merchants have maps.
The main spot to get the maps will be Jig and Jive, Play Favorites, or C&C.
Right.
The merchants have a few.
Yeah.
And then those 3 businesses have more.
Right, right. So check it out. Run on over there. Jig and Jive's always closed. They're only open in the evening.
I have a pot of gold out for the maps. You can come by and pick them by anytime. Starting Friday, there'll be maps outside my business.
While we got you here, Annie, let's talk about this dance you have.
I know, 2
My
of
wife
us.
told me, she said, we're going to that.
I made sure I put Jane on the email list this time.
She hit me up this morning. I was walking out of the house. She said, I think we're going to that dance. She can barely walk, but she's going to go anyway.
Good old Jane.
We'll dance a couple things, but tell us a little bit about that.
But even the music's good. If you don't dance,
I
the
know.
music is phenomenal.
Right, so when is it and where is it?
When is it? Okay, so the dance is March 18th, which is a Saturday.
Right.
And it is at New Hope Bible Church in the gym.
They got a fabulous gym
It's
there.
a really great space.
Nice space.
The sound is excellent. The floor is excellent.
And who's the band?
The band, so I have 2 dances coming up, but the band for this one is Yesterday's Swing Orchestra.
Oh, they are great.
They are phenomenal. And I met with them last night and we went through their playlist and it looks really good.
Yeah, if you've never heard this band, it's a 18-piece orchestra at least.
It's an 18-piece swing orchestra.
Big band. It's really cool,
band.
and they're good too. Mm-hmm. They're really great.
And many of their players are from the Navy and Army band.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
and there's a few local guys stuck in there. I know that they play, and they're all really top-notch musicians.
Yeah, top-notch music. The director. So this coming dance is very special to me, and what's neat is we have the Yesterday Swing Orchestra playing it. Because the directors of that band, Maureen Rohr and Victor Rohr, who are somewhat local, their children went to Chelsea, which is where I was a teacher.
Sure.
And so my husband and I taught their kids, and we also taught the dance is named after Michael Echanis, who was a student of ours. I'm going to get a little emotional. But so this is in his memory, and we taught Michael and the Rohr kids at the same time.
Oh, that'd be great. It's great.
So that's our overlap.
It's great. So this is on March when?
What date did I say? March 18th.
March 18th. It's
March
a Saturday.
18th. It's 7th.
There is a cost. It's $20, right?
The suggested ticket price. Suggested ticket price is $20.
Yeah.
Any donation gets you through the door. It's a family event. You don't have to dance. You can be there to listen to the music.
Right.
You can be there to enjoy the dancing and the music. I'm just hoping the whole community, get the community out there. I mean, when do you get to hear big band swing from an 18-piece orchestra?
Yeah, it's great. They are so
playing
good.
these phenomenal tunes.
It's worth $20 just to show up and listen to the music. I mean,
hey, if you pay $20 to get for the music, that would be amazing. If you have $5, put $5 in.
She does that for all her events. She gives a suggested donation, but what she ends up doing is whatever you got in your pocket, she'll take.
It just fits in.
Some people have a little more than others, and some people pay more than $20, and that's okay too.
That's always welcome.
So there's a lot
of
great things going on. We have this Pot of Gold event going on from the 10th to the 19th. And then on the 18th, just before that, we'll have this dance over at New Hope Bible Church. And we'll put all that information below. So you said you had a second dance.
So then there's another dance, and that's in April. And that's April 15th.
Okay.
Which is the Saturday after Easter.
Okay.
And that one is with the Silvertone Swing Band.
Oh, they're great too.
They are also great. And they did this same event for us last year.
Right.
And that's a fundraiser for the Front Royal Pregnancy Center.
Right.
And they're at the same place, New Hope Bible Church. Same time frame. So doors open at 6:30. Band starts around 7. And same concept, $20 suggested ticket. Any donation gets you through the door. Everything is cash or check. I don't do online payments.
No.
My technology skills are abysmal. Like, really bad.
So count out your change.
Get your change. Bring your piggy banks. Because I am not accepting credit cards. So it's cash or check only.
Cash or check. But it's for a good cause. That one's for the Front Royal Pregnancy Center. And they do such good work in our town. Mm-hmm. And then we have the one that's on the 18th.
On the 18th.
But don't forget about this Pot of Gold, because that's a great community event. And you'll see these leprechauns through around town. Isn't that right, Lou? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Are you a leprechaun? Yeah, I know you are.
It is that hunt's for everyone. I remember the first year we did the hunt.
Right.
We had a performance that day at the gazebo. So I was at the studio. It was first thing in the morning, and I was at the studio getting everything ready for the performance. And I hadn't handed out any maps yet. And two adults came to the door, and they had their map, and they were looking for the shamrock. Well, they were looking for the shamrock.
Oh, okay.
I said, this is great. Who are you? And how did you hear about us? They were visiting town. They were tourists, and they had gone to the visitor center. They picked up their map, and that was like, we're just going to start off our morning.
There you go.
And they went, and they loved it. They went up and down Main Street, and they said, we stopped in all these businesses.
I wish they would do that in our hometown.
And it was great.
I hear that a lot from people that come and visit here. We have so many community activities. A lot of people that live here don't even realize all the things that go on.
Stuff that goes on.
Because, they're busy commuting and working, and just pay attention to the Royal Examiner. Look at our event calendar. It's just packed with things going on in our region.
We do. We have a really special community.
We do, and there's a lot of things going on over at some of the parks. Just so much stuff going on, and it's a lot of fun, isn't it? See, these leprechauns, they can't speak, but they can shake their head. So that's great. Annie, I appreciate all the things you do. And again, if you got some young kids and they want to learn how to dance, this is the lady that can teach them. She taught me, and I can at least move around a little bit. It was a challenge.
No, I'm looking forward to dancing with you at the Michael and Chana's Memorial Dance.
It's great. She always yells at you, frame, and if you've ever learned how to hold your arms up there, but.
I filled in with the teens yesterday. We were missing a lot of girls, and so I danced the whole class, which seldom happens. My frame is hurting today.
Yes. And they dance that swing stuff where they twirl them around and shake. Oh, they do all sorts of stuff. These teens, I tell people all the time, really, 2 things you should learn to do as a child. You should learn to play the piano, at least one song, and you should learn to dance. Because tell you what, when you grow up and you want to find that right little lady, if you can take her dancing, you will win them over. And then you'll win over their mother and their grandmother because they love to dance.
You win them all over. I'm convinced if you know how to dance, as an adult, you become a bit of a superstar.
It is. Not this just stand there and shake stuff. I mean, talk about ballroom type dancing. It scares people away, but it's not really that hard. I mean, it's you learn a couple steps, and it's amazing. You can move around the floor really great. So we'll dance our way up and down Main Street around the Royal Plaza looking for these shamrocks. Fill out your map, win a lot of prizes. So it's a lot of fun.
A lot of prizes.
Are you going to play? He's going to play
They're
too.
excited. I keep getting asked, when does it start?
Starts-
The answer is no. March 10th.
March
Friday.
10th.
This Friday.
That's great. Annie, thanks so much for coming in and bringing your leprechauns with you. We appreciate it. And good luck on this event and your dance.
Thank you.
Thank you.